Hello everyone. Today I'll be going over my top 10 productivity boosters that I use before or after work to help with time management. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to reveal a secret productivity booster that I use, and when I use it, it never fails. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting with number 1, it's going to be working out. Fitness isn't just about looking good, but also feeling good and boosting your energy in the process. So when you go for a walk or you go to the gym, what you're doing is creating endorphins. And these endorphins are like the happy hormone. And what they do is they relieve stress, they make you feel more productive, and it just sets the tone for the day. So even like 15 minutes of some kind of physical activity will set the tone for the day, make you feel more productive, and gives you a better mental clarity. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 is going to be don't procrastinate. I can't say this enough. Procrastination is like the thief of time. Every single time you procrastinate, you're basically telling yourself your goals don't matter. If I could go back in time and prevent myself from procrastinating, I would. There'd be times where I would have a project due or some kind of exam in like 2 weeks or something like that. And I would wait until either the day of or the day before. And if I wanted to be safe, it would be like 2 or 3 days before, and I would just cram study everything. And when I did that, I would pass my tests. However, I wouldn't remember anything. So all the knowledge would just leave my brain immediately after. So something to help combat the procrastination would be to do the 5-second rule. That is a rule developed by Mel Robbins, which she made an entire book about it, and it's called 5-second rule. What you do is you count down from 5, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you jolt up. When you do that, it gives yourself just a little bit of motivation, and when you're already up, you're like, well, I'm already up, might as well start doing what I need to do anyway, and then just start breaking the task down into smaller pieces. This brings me to my next topic, which ties into the previous one, and that's going to be don't snooze your alarm. Just how procrastination isn't good for any tasks at hand, when you snooze your alarm, you're also telling yourself that your goals don't matter. So a way to combat that would be something that I was taught is to keep your phone as far away as possible from your bed. What that does is it makes you physically have to get out of bed to turn off the alarm. Now, if you're a heavy sleeper, I would suggest having a really loud alarm or something like that. But what it does is, since you're already awake, you're like, I'm already out of bed, might as well start washing my face and brushing my teeth and stuff like that. Moving to number 4, this is going to be setting goals. Now, when I say setting goals, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be achievable. And there's 3 types of goals. So there's going to be personal goals, financial goals, and goals at your own job. And you could split that into subgroups of like short-term and long-term goals. But the reason I say to have those 3 types of goals is because 1, you're getting better for yourself, you're getting better for your job, and you're getting better with earning more money or paying off debts. So what I suggest is write down your goals on a piece of paper, like sticky notes. I took it to the extreme and I put them like literally everywhere. I put them on my nightstand. I put them on my desks. I even put them in my truck and on my mirror. So I would get an Expo marker and like write all my goals on the mirror. And it looked kind of weird, but after you've achieved these goals, like short-term goals, you want to have them done within a few days or up to 6 months, and then long-term goals anytime after 6 months, right? But as soon as you achieve those goals, you're able to like crumble up the paper or like swipe off the Expo marker from the mirror, and it makes you feel like you've done something. You're like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot that I completed this goal. Or you're reminding yourself like, oh, I got to complete this goal in a few days. I got to make sure I got to do it. So when you achieve your goal, what you want to do is write it down, track it in either a notebook, your phone, or some kind of tracker. What that does is it leads us to our next topic, which is monitor your progress. In Dr. Seuss's book, Horton Hears a Who, Horton says, a person's a person no matter how small. Well, what I say is progress no matter how small. So when you start tracking your achievements and your goals, what you're doing is you're creating a list of all these achievements, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did all of this in a year. You'll go back and you'll like look at your notebook or your spreadsheet, and you'll be like, holy cow, I can't believe I've completed all of this within a year or however long. What I suggest is keeping a journal, make sure to write things down, and then be your own accountability partner. The next productivity booster is going to be number 6, which is organize yourself or clean your room. In Jordan Peterson's book, The 12 Rules of Life, he talks about cleaning your room. The reason for that is because he says to help clear your own mind, and you can't judge others for being dirty when you're dirty yourself. So what I suggest is clean your own room and fix your bed, because when I was living by myself, I kind of felt disgusted when I had like a dirty room or a dirty like house, and people would come over and I'd feel kind of embarrassed. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to clean up, because I felt embarrassed that I was living like this. I was like, I'd come home from work after like hard day's work and I'd feel disgusted. I'd be like, holy cow, I live like this? And it didn't make me feel good. I felt more stressed. So even like 15 minutes of cleaning up a day, or like just 15 minutes set aside to clean up your house, will do a lot of things for you, and it'll organize your environment, and it can also organize your mind. Moving on to number 7, we're going to talk about prioritizing tasks. So not all tasks are made equal, and in my opinion, I believe that multitasking is a myth. I've tried it multiple times, and sometimes I've succeeded, but most of the time I'm just kind of screwing myself over in the long run because I'm diverting my attention to too many things at once. So what I suggest is to single task and work on the entire project until it's completed. And once you do that, you'd be surprised how much you can accomplish just by single tasking. So this next productivity booster is a little counterintuitive, but it's have alone time or time alone doing something fun. Productivity isn't just about work, it's also about balance. Make time for things you enjoy. So read a book, or have like a little snack break, or just go stretch for a little bit. Anything you enjoy, but don't take too long. I'd say 10 to 15 minutes is like a golden amount of time, but don't take longer than 45 or else you're just procrastinating again. This isn't time wasted, it's actually essential for recharging your mental batteries. I myself, I can be very social, but at times I need to be alone or be by myself doing my own thing, because at times I just want to recharge my batteries. And so on the weekends, most of the time, I'll be hanging out with friends or my wife, and after a while I'm like, you know what, I just want to be home by myself. I don't want to do anything else. But that's very rare. I'm sure other people are different. But make sure to set aside time for yourself to do something fun. Number 9 is be consistent with your sleep. So I struggle with this one because I can't get as much sleep as others, but the golden amount is around 7 to 9 hours. I usually sleep 6 to 8. So I'm still in that window, but 7 to 8 hours is perfect. The reason I say be consistent with your sleep is because sleep is probably the most underrated part of being productive, because when you're sleeping, it helps you regenerate your mental batteries. It helps with brain health. It helps with your physical body. It helps repair your body. So many things are done while you're sleeping and you don't even notice. So what I suggest is creating a sleep schedule for yourself. So you go to sleep at a certain time and you wake up at a certain time. When you do that, it programs your brain to realize what time you have to go to sleep and what time you have to wake up. Sometimes you don't even have to set an alarm and you'll wake up at the same time if it's become a habit already. So number 10 is going to sound a little morbid, but please bear with me because it is actually quite insightful. So number 10 is going to be accepting your own death. In the Book of Five Rings by Miyoda Musashi, he talks about accepting your own death, and if you do that, you won't be scared of anything. The way I interpret it is if you accept your own death, you have to live life to the fullest because every day isn't guaranteed. Every day is a gift. In Kung Fu Panda, Master Oogway says, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Well, why don't you take that to heart? When you start accepting what mortality means, that means you can start telling people you love them. That means you can start taking calculated risks. That means you can pursue what truly matters to you guys. That means you could say yes to cool adventures. That means you can let go of any kind of petty conflicts. When you truly understand that your time is limited, you start living your life with intention. You prioritize things that aren't necessarily what's important, but what mean a lot to you. You stop wasting time on things that aren't helping you grow or helping you get better in life. So just think about it like this. Every single moment is precious. All right. So if you stayed around, thank you again. But now I'm going to reveal my secret productivity booster. And that's going to be, drum roll please, morning and nighttime rituals. And by that I mean adding everything all together. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. So what I did with the help of this book, Self-Discipline by John Winters, I created a morning ritual that basically puts almost everything in one package. So you start off, you wake up, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, right? Then you go to journaling. So you write down your visions, your goals, any kind of dreams you had, visualize them, and visualize them being achieved. Once you do that, you want to start meditating or praying, whichever you want to do. And when you do that, you're meditating on what you have to do today, or you're praying on what you have to do today, or you could just meditate about whatever you feel like. You could pray whatever you feel like as well. You want to write down like 10 things you're thankful for, and the gratitude actually goes a long way and it makes you feel happier throughout the day. Once you've finished writing down your gratitudes and what you're thankful for, what you want to do is stretch. Once you finish stretching for about 15 to 20 minutes, you can start your day. And it's as simple as that. It takes maybe an hour and a half. If you want to take longer, you can, but you just have to wake up earlier. Productivity isn't about being perfect. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. These strategies aren't a one-size-fits-all. It's a starting point. So adapt and find out what works for you. I challenge you guys to do at least one of these strategies and do it for 30 days. You'd be surprised how much it'll change your life. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe and share with someone who needs a productivity boost. Remember, I'm here for you.